What's up, Monk Gang? Welcome back. Today we're talking about something that's, you know, huge. And once you get it, you can't go back, all right? Once you turn down this route, you're in it for life, all right? What does it mean to know thyself? How do we know ourselves better? And to paint you this picture, I want you to think of a chart. Down here, 0, up here like 1,000. All right, we're going to call it the levels of consciousness chart, the levels of energy. Down here is death at 0. Up here, peace, enlightenment, fulfillment, happiness, purpose, on inflow. You ascend, God like, walking the earth, the epitome of man, okay? And many people, I think, are walking around just above death. We're zombies, we're part of the herd. We're just getting by. And at level 100, you could say we're falling into depression, anger, resentment, nihilistic views on the world, on life itself. We have greed and envy and hate, all right? Level 100 sucks. I'm just telling you, I've been there and I'll never go back. Like I said, once you know yourself, you get to see why you were there in the first place and you get to walk away. You get to climb the ladder, baby. So look, I've realized that these levels of consciousness come about when we become unaware and we just accept the hand that's dealt to us. I used to throw it up to chance. I used to be like, all right, life is tough, it's suffering, it's hard, and it's hard to make money, it's hard to pay the bills. Man, there's just like people are no good. There's wars. What's the point? Religion. It's making people fight. I used to be in that little atheist phase, got out of Christianity. And so I started to fall into my programming. And that's exactly what it was. So the first thing I realized is that I had to become aware of my feelings and my emotions. And then I had to question where they came from. I had to question my programming. And once I started to become aware of that, now when I would get angry, I would think, I was like, why am I getting angry? When I would get envious of someone else, I'm like, why am I envious? Before I would just get envious and I would get jealous, you could say. And now it was like, hold on, why do I actually feel this emotion? And so what I would start to do, I would write down notes. Okay, I feel jealous. Why do I feel jealous? And then I would just dig. And I would do this method, the Socratic method, maybe it is, where you just ask yourself, why? So why am I jealous? Oh, I'm jealous because this guy has more than me. Why are you jealous that he has more than you? And then you just break it down to the smallest point possible. I did that in the notes. Okay, I would do that for everything. And it helped me start to understand myself. I understood the programming. I understood that, hold on, this is not my natural way of existence. If you look to the natural way of existence for animals, what do dogs do? They run around the yard, you throw a ball, they're going, they're dashing, they're grabbing the ball, they're having fun. All right, people are having fun. Back in the day, it was like a party, man. Even the great warriors. I heard Mike Tyson in his new podcast talking about Alexander the Great. He was like, people think that Alexander the Great was showing up to war and everyone was just solemn and just scared and stuff. He was like, no, dude, they were drinking, they were partying, they were throwing a party as they went into battle because they wanted to celebrate life, to make life exuberant, and they would meet death with like a smile on their face. They were living life. And so I started to realize this is not natural to be nihilistic. People once upon a time were filled with like religious fervor where they believed that their life had a purpose. Some people thought that they had a God inside of them and that they were walking on the earth and that they actually were here to do something. And now what happens to a lot of people is they're in that, level 100, 200 area, nihilistic, and it's almost like they cope by just kind of spewing what's wrong with the world. Blah, 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 and I want you guys to ascend past that. I want myself to ascend past it. That's just a cope. Stop coping. All right, you got to start living. And so question the programming, become aware, and you got to pay attention to this, okay? You got to pay attention. The programming, here's a black pill, the crimson pill. You got to question the programming deep. It's 2019. AI, dude. Computers, tech. You got to think about media, Netflix. Every movie that you watch is sort of conditioning you and has the power to show you a message that will condition your human brain, your animal brain, to think a certain way. And then you start feeling emotions that you never felt before. When you decide to eat all the junk food, which seems nearly impossible these days because it's on every corner, and you decide to partake in the junk food, you'll start to notice that you have emotions that you don't normally have, and you don't even know where they come from. Sometimes when I eat sugar, I have emotions that I handled 3 years back. I don't know why. I do not know where they come from. And it's literally after I like binge on sugar or a bunch of processed food, I feel like shit. All right, I'm dealing with emotions I figured out years ago. Lack of sleep, same thing. But I'm telling you, the music, no one cares about the music, man. The illusions that is going through our head, the love stories, the falling in and out of love, hearts breaking. Every time you hear it, man, it's just a little bit, it's kind of turning you, pointing you to a different way of thinking. They're conditioning you to think everything is normal. Degeneracy, everything is about to become normal. LGBTQT, it's about to be LGQBT, XYZ, for pedophilia. Because pedophilia, watch, one day it's going to be normal. They're going to blame it to, oh, they got a tumor on the brain. I've read Incognito, man. The book of a neuroscientist going into the brain, figure, just a little bump on your brain can tilt you this direction. Okay? What people need is help and therapy, talking to people. But you got to be aware when everything's made normal, when no one stands for anything, when you have multiculturalism, everyone mixing in this melting pot, it's like anything goes, dude. You'll be left behind. And then as soon as you stand up, you're going to be blamed. All right? So look, this video is not to get you worried and stuff. I'm just saying take a stand. As the man you are, love your family, honor the gods, make yourself a weapon, find freedom, and aim at greatness. Okay? Aim at greatness. That's what we're talking about. Question the programming. Watch what you're feeding yourself. Little eyes, be careful of what you see. Ears, careful what you hear. There's a reason for that. It's too good, man. It's too powerful these days. Don't be paranoid, but be the master of what you're letting into your life, okay? Honestly, I've heard some, like a CIA agent say, do not have a TV in your house. Now, we have a TV in our house with a Fire Stick that has Netflix, HBO, and Hulu Baloo. All this commotion. So, be careful, man. Be careful. Let's see if we're still alive. Yeah, we are. So the last thing I wanted to tell you guys. Do not succumb. When you feel the dark, nihilistic view, don't succumb to the view. And it's tricky. You got to fight. It's too easy. You got to fight. I'm reading this book on my Kindle. It's called Barking at the Herd. All right? Wolves barking at the sheep, waking them up. Who do we got to become? We got to become wolves amongst sheep. And another thing that you should take in mind here is that a wolf does not care about the opinions of sheep for a reason. Because they're weaker. They're dumber. They're not aware. They're in a herd, okay, of sheep. They fucking eat the sheep. They don't care about the opinions of sheep. So when you find yourself caring about what your peers think about you, remember, you're not supposed to care about what your peers think about you. You're supposed to care about what the other wolves think about you, not the sheep. Okay, not these sheep opinions. So take that as a metaphor or analogy and apply it however you want, because I know that's easy to get weighed down by the opinions of other people. All right, I'm going to read you this little blurb from this book. This guy decided that life was not worth living, so what he did is he went to the store, bought hundreds of different concoction of pills, made this wicked brew, took some whiskey, whole bottle of Jack, drowned it, 100 pills, sat in the bathtub, filled it up with water, and hoped that he would drown. And right before he did, he got out, he climbed himself out, just before his muscles liquidated, and he didn't kill himself. He made it out. This is what he had to say. He realized after that in order to combat the toughness of life, you had to become a hero. You had to aim at heroic greatness. With cultural decay and malaise so entrenched, you'd have to be mad not to always be discouraged. Yet, and this is a crucial yet, the decay cannot touch you if you use it to fuel your activity. of life-affirming and life-bringing heroism. The mind is more powerful than you think. I was only a victim and sufferer because I identified as one. When I shifted my focus and identity, which took a heroic effort that lasted many grueling and still darker months, to that of the heroic, the tyrant that dominates and refuses to be dominated. Once I identified as that, I started to win. Failures were opportunities to accrue strength through the wisdom that can only be gained through experience and learning from said experiences. Depression, addiction, whatever evils assail you, use them. It is a war, and in war, everything that goes unused is a missed opportunity. Your angst, use your angst and your darkness to fuel a special kind of greatness that can only come from such a place of pain. Okay? Aim at the heroic, man. Fantastic book. If you've read Bronze Age Mindset, this is a perfect follow-up. It's called Barking at the Herd. Bronze Age Mindset teaches us and shows us how we've become soft, how we can be great again, to acquire space, to aim at freedom. This book sort of gives you more of a game plan on how to do that. Barking at the Herd by Donovan, something like that. So check it out. And I'm here for you guys. Let me know what you're dealing with. Do not succumb to the nihilism, because then they win. Peace.